Florida man who had sex with multiple women without telling them he was HIV positive has been sentenced to 2 years in prison. At least 2 of the women were diagnosed with HIV after dating the man. Gentry Burns, 27, of Port Orange pleaded no contest Thursday to 1 count of uninformed HIV-infected sexual intercourse. 2 other counts of the same felony charge were dropped, Wesh reported. Burns, who was arrested after an ex-girlfriend contacted authorities, was also sentenced to 12 months of probation upon his release, the station reported. An investigation into Burns started in October 2019 when his ex told authorities she believed she got HIV from him while the pair dated in 2013, according to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. The victim had been reaching out to contact other women who were dating Burns in an attempt to warn them, investigators said at the time. She also provided detectives with the names of the other women she believed Burns could have infected. Detectives later learned that Burns, who was diagnosed with the virus in January 2014, had sex with 3 women without telling them his status. One was later diagnosed with HIV in 2017 after dating Burns a year earlier, authorities said. It's believed that Gentry Burns traveled extensively along the east coast of the United States and may have had contact with additional victims in other states, sheriff officials said while announcing the accusations against Burns, who was already jailed on unrelated charges. 21 states, including Florida, have laws requiring people with HIV who are aware of their status to tell their sex partners, with potential penalties ranging up to life in prison, the CDC said. An estimated 33 million people have died worldwide from AIDS-related illnesses since the first reported cases of HIV in 1981, according to the agency. Approximately 1.2 million people in the US have HIV, with about 13% of them unaware of their status. Annual infections nationwide have dropped by more than 2/3 since the height of the pandemic in the mid-1980s. An estimated 34,800 new HIV infections occurred throughout the US in 2019, the most recent year in which statistics are available, according to HIV.gov. CDC estimates of annual HIV infections in the United States show hopeful signs of progress in recent years, the website reads. CDC estimates show new HIV infections declined 8% from 37,800 in 2015 to 34,800 in 2019 after.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it right there because we don't really need to go into all the statistics and everything like that. So I just wanted you to hear the first part, which was about this guy right here. And before I actually get into it, shout out to Kevin E on Twitter for actually informing me about this man right here. So you want to know what's scary about this whole situation besides the fact of him actually knowing he had HIV and willingly passing it on to random women that he slept with? One, it reminds me of the whole Jason Pope situation that happened in South Carolina a couple years ago. We don't have to dive back into that one. We already know what that was about. Now, I don't know if he was it seems to me like he was kind of doing the same thing. I don't know if any of the women he slept with were black or whatever the case may be. I don't think as far as we know, we don't know how many women he slept with. But the other scary part about this is if he was in the state of California and did this, he probably would have been able to walk away from it, because in California, it's pretty much on the books that you can have sex with anybody you want to if you have HIV or AIDS, and you do not have to disclose your status to your partner. And if you do, and if they do contract the virus or the disease, then you will not face any type of jail time. You'll probably face some penalties, but you won't face any type of harsh consequences or punishment. So good thing that this did not happen in one of those states. However, I don't think he really got that much time in jail. Like, he was only sentenced to 2 years. What's 2 years? I always feel like people who do something like this have to serve life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Like, you went around and willingly gave these people a disease or illness that they did not want, and you did not tell them that you were HIV positive. That's just like when you have Hall T going around here masquerading as a woman and pretending and all of this crap, and they don't tell or disclose who they really are with the person that they about to sleep with. Doing that stealth dating or that stealth mating, and then wonder why they end up in the predicament that they're in. This guy's lucky that he's still alive. But see, the thing is, he didn't have to tell. He never told anybody what he had. And the thing is, he turned himself into a biological weapon and using himself to infect other women. That's why people have to be very careful out here with the people that they mate with or they sleep with or whoever they are doing to do with. because everybody doesn't have the best intentions when it comes to something like that. And he knew probably to take advantage of that. He's like, oh, they're not going to care. They're not going to ask me. Because the thing is, truth be told, and this is a fact, a lot of people will never ask the person they're about to sleep with, do you have something? They'll just recklessly sleep with that person. If they look good, hey, that's all they'll see. But if you could use, if I bet you if you had a radar and you could see what's going on with them internally, you would think twice. And you have to let that person make that decision, if they're going to sleep with you or not. And so the thing is, a lot of them are scared to say that they have this because they're afraid that they'll never be able to get the physical attraction of a person ever again because of that. But I think they have drugs that you can take that you can still have sex with people that will prevent you from spreading it. But you have to take your meds. And let's just hypothetically say I was, it was a thing where I was with a woman and she told me she had that. And if I wanted to go the distance, I would have to watch her literally take that pill or whatever that is in front of me before we do that. Like, I literally have to watch her take it and watch her swallow it, stick the tongue out and everything. Just to be sure, because you can never be too safe. And I think when it comes to people who have HIV or AIDS, they take like damn near a handful of pills. Like, they take a lot of meds. So, there's that. But all I have to say is, to the people out there, y'all just got to be careful with who y'all mating with and who y'all laying down with. Because you may end up with a person like this. And all the time, they don't look like this. Because I've done stories where it's been black men who have done the same thing. I think I did one a couple years ago where it was a dance instructor or something like that. And he not only was messing with underage boys, but he also had HIV. So people are weird out here. People are dangerous too.